When it comes to extremely powerful subsonic cartridges, there are two options that nobody really seems to talk about. The first one being 50 Beowulf. Sorry, 12.7 by 42, wouldn't want them to sue me. Anyway, I didn't even realize that they had subsonic offerings in this cartridge until I found Steinel's 700 grain hardcast offering.
What could you possibly need a 700 grain subsonic for?
For taking out rampaging man-eating elephants as quietly as possible, of course.
Not likely.
But we'd better make sure that this round can actually do the job with our elephant skull representation. And let's start things off with Steinel's 280 grain brass spike just to get a supersonic baseline.
Enjoy this brass spike from hell.
I was not expecting that at all. After I got done watching this ballistic gel cube bounce all over, the whole freaking ground, it seemed like, I looked up and saw that massive freaking hole right there. That brass went completely through everything. That is such a freaking impressive bullet, and I would say the man-eater's definitely not getting up from that. Let's see what kind of damage we did if we can see through this ballistic gel here. Ooh, wow, just a nice straight line, and this is a very dirty piece of ballistic gel now. Or I should say, elephant interior. See how much that freaking thing bounces? Holy shitballs. See if we could do that again, but silently. Problem with making 50 cals silent, even small 50 cals like this one, is finding a can to suppress it. Luckily, Silencer Central made finding this absolute beast of a 50 BMG can very easy. But what they made even easier was the whole rest of the process. They sent a fingerprint pad to my house, so I didn't need to go anywhere. They took care of all my paperwork, and then even verified everything with me sitting on the toilet.
Really?
Yes, anyway, a short while later, this Girthmaster arrived on my doorstep. I needed to sign for it, of course, but anyway, I did not need to leave the house once during this whole entire process, so thanks to Silencer Central for making it so easy. Anyway, this can weighs over 4 pounds. It's meant for a 50 BMG, and as you can see, it looks absolutely ridiculous on this thing. So if this isn't the quietest experience of my life, I am going to be pretty disappointed.
Special order 700 grains to the head.
Yeah, that was freaking quiet. Also, big thanks to OpticsPlanet for making this EOTech possible for testing. Don't forget the Banana Save 7%, and it really helps out the channel. Let me tell you, I am very glad I don't use these little 6x6 cubes all the time, because look at how freaking far it bounced back here. My gosh, let's see what the wound channel looks like in there, though. Okay, I guess that's a pretty big portion of the bullet in there, though. It looks like something got the whole way through. Let's check out the 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Block's trying to follow me. Check out the 3/4 inch piece of plywood here and see. Whoa, absolutely nothing besides that little piece of concrete right there. And although that was very impressive for a subsonic cartridge, we're going to want to go with the spike if we see a man-eater straight on. But the thing is, I don't think they're going to be dumb enough to let us shoot them straight on. Most of the man-eaters are going to be found in deserts, and what is there an abundance of in the desert that they can hide behind? Sand. Which is a problem for us because bullets are absolute trash at going through sand. I mean, this 6-inch box has stopped basically every bullet we've thrown at it. But with a 700 grain wide boy to work with, I'm liking our odds today. I mean, maybe not with the spike, but we will see. Since it fell down, let's check out the back. Why did it exit out the top? Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure the bullet came out the top there. I thought that was a good shot. Yeah, I mean, definitely a decent shot placement. I guess, because it has a point, the sand will kind of direct it wherever it wants to go. So it shot right out of the top of this box right here. My gosh, let me tape that up real quick and we'll try that one again. When I was taping this box up, I noticed this little trail of sand. I guess the bullet left behind as it passed the top right there. I think that still had quite a bit of energy. Let us aim a little lower to find out for sure, though. Okay, if it missed that time, then I guess it was just destiny, but it's already turned around because it fell right down. And I do not see anything at all on the back of this freaking box. My gosh, that is a major difference. I do hear some sand falling out, and that was a perfect shot right on the money. Okay, I guess that leaves a 700 grain bullet. If nothing else, this should be at least a giant momentum dump. Sounds like what I took earlier this morning.
Sounds like what I'm taking right now.
Oh Oh my gosh, we are hemorrhaging sand. I need to flip this box pronto. My gosh, it's not even that crazy of a hole. Anyway, I think I already saw the results, but let's turn it around. Turn it around, and there is absolutely nothing on the back. Gosh, damn, these man-eaters are safe from us. Let's give that one more shot, though, because we did give the spike 2 shots. Hopefully it doesn't leak out like that again. And yes, that seemed like a giant momentum dump. Man, it is absolutely smacking the crap out of this box, no pun intended, with the momentum dump. But anyway, we can already see the back, and absolutely nothing happened. Let's check to make sure on the sides and everything. Yep, it definitely did not go through. So if they're hiding behind sand, I think we're getting eaten, unfortunately, you know, unless we're using the next subsonic round that's way more extreme than the 50 Beowulf. Sorry, I meant 12.7 by 42. We'll have to see on that later, but what's even scarier than the ones hiding behind sand are the ones hiding behind mild steel. Just kidding, I don't think they'll have access to mild steel out in the desert. I mean, you never know, I guess. But I just really want to see how bad these bullets suck on mild steel, because if you've seen any of my other subsonic tests, they are very extremely terrible. The bullet performance, that is. Hopefully the videos are a little better than that.
They're not.
But before we jump to mild steel, let's see what the difference in momentum looks like on something other than the sandbox. I'm thinking that this AR-550 mini ADAP sent over by TA Targets should do the trick. Let's see if I can hit that same point of impact. These ones are way off from that, though. The 700 grain subsonic did swing the base back a little bit more, but not as huge of a difference as I thought there'd be. Anyway, I don't think it gets any freaking closer than that. I just had to aim all the way up here to hit the same point as that brass solid. And being that this is a brass solid and a giant chunk of lead, there is basically no damage at all to this AR-550 plate, even though I was at 25 yards and they recommend a minimum distance of 100 yards for this big boy. Given my track record with subsonic cartridges, we're going to start things off pretty light with a 3/16 inch piece of mild steel, and then potentially work our way up from there, or we'll just jump to the heaviest subsonic. I didn't think I was doing a video about Steinel's brass spike, but that seems to be what it's turning into. Because look at that dang hole. My gosh, look at that big bore performance. I don't even think most of them could get through 3/16 of an inch, subsonic or not. That is so freaking impressive. Let me check out the pinky tip. Oh, that is probably the most comfortable hole my pinky's ever been in. You know, steel-wise anyway. Let us see if the Momentum King can get results like that. Before we do though, if you want to learn a little bit more about gunsmithing, including diagnosing problems, working on firearms, or even the business side of things, make sure to check out sdi.edu using the link in the description below. Oh, that one left a really cool pattern. I might have to start marketing that as a snow camo pattern or something. And I know it was pretty freaking close to this hole right here, but that is the closest I've ever seen a subsonic at getting through 3/16 of an inch. My gosh, that is freaking impressive. Check out the pinky tip. Oh, that might be more of a yes. Nice little thumbprint. And guys, my fingers just stuck to this damn paint because it does not dry. Still, our second offering is better yet, because 700 grains is cute and all, but what if I told you this bullet was shoved into this case? That's right, this is Steinel's 730 grain hardcast offering in 4570, which I realize isn't that much heavier than the 12.7 by 42, but when you think of the 4570, T-Rex loads probably come to mind. Bison loads probably come to mind, but most of us would never guess that you could shoot a 730 grain bullet silently. And normally I do not like shooting exposed lead projectiles through my cans. You know, they just leave some crazy deposits that you can't clean off. But unlike almost every other 46 caliber rifle can out there, Silencer Central's Banish V2 is not sealed. It actually has 12 removable baffles in there that I could just clean the lead deposits off and not have to worry about it. So let's see what it could do to the same targets. Now, where's that rampaging man-eater at? Gotcha, no more humans for you, you son of a... And I saved a fresh piece of ballistic gel for this test, even though that was probably a terrible idea. I mean, look at how much this thing freaking rolled again. My gosh, that is a freaking decent wound channel. Let's check out the... Oh my gosh, these things bounce like a mofo, and yeah, don't say anything about the Crocs. Anyway, let's check out the 3/4 inch piece of plywood and see... Ooh, okay, that is some performance right there. Oh, Oh my gosh. Wow, that is super freaking impressive. It just didn't have quite enough energy to go the whole way through, but it was pretty freaking close. I'll take that any day with the Subsonic cartridge. But let's move on to sand. Well, I didn't think this one through. I just took a piss to try and take off this bird crap right here, and I did not realize that it was running downhill, so now my only seat is covered in my own urine. Oh, it's so wet. Code red, we are hemorrhaging sand again. Let's get this bad boy flipped. My gosh, and the hole's not even that big. What? I guess this just means I'm gonna need to fill it up with more sand, but let's turn it around. Turn it around. And thought that might be something, but absolutely nothing. I guess let's give it one more shot because we gave the other cartridges 2 shots. Holy shiteballs, is that can quiet. I mean, whatever fell down range sounded louder than the gunshot. And the box freaking falling over takes all the fun out of this. But wait, what is that? Oh my gosh, that is a massive hole in the box. I'm not looking forward to fixing that. But it went through the freaking box. My gosh, nice clean hole through there. And look at our plywood. Obviously, it didn't have much energy coming out, but it dented the crap out of the 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Let's see if we can find that bullet anywhere. And speak of the devil, there is the bullet. My gosh, it looks like it lost most of the nose of the bullet, but that is so freaking impressive that it got to the 3/4 inch piece of plywood. I don't know if this was just going a few feet a second more or what the difference was, but I am not complaining. So that at least gives us a chance with the ones hiding behind sand, but how about the ones hiding behind mild steel? Just kidding, I don't think it'll go through, but I really want to see how it compares to the 12.7 by 42. I mean, narrower bullets don't have the girth of the wide boys, but they almost always penetrate deeper. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Anyway, onto the steel. Oh my gosh, look at that pile of sand out front. Anyway, I was thinking that one went through for some reason, but walking up on it, it definitely did not go through, although that is so much deeper than the 50 bay, or 12.7 by 42 anyway. Let's check out the pinky. Oh my gosh, that is so much deeper than the 12.7, my gosh. So I think we can confidently say that skinny boys penetrate better than wide boys, but anyway, if there's one downside to heavy bullets, it's heavy recoil. Even at subsonic velocities, these bullets are not for the faint of heart, or I should say faint of shoulder. Unfortunately, my shoulder, well actually my ribs are demolished from that scariest slug video I did, which is why you see the lead sled so much. But I did break the good old shoulder out to shoot one of each of the cartridges to see what kind of recoil we're dealing with. But then again, if you think those ones kick hard, they are nothing compared to the absolutely most insane subsonic cartridge available in this video right here. Don't forget to check out the new shirts, and remember, don't let ballistics drive you bananas.